Oh my gosh, hello. Thank you for joining again today. Please let me know if you can hear me or can see this fine. I'm still really nervous about like the audio part of it. Um, Hi, thank you so much for joining again, Green Veggie, Black 29, Dirtian. I'm super excited to pick up where we left off last week. And so where we left off last week was um, we took a look at Crazy Rich Asians. Oh, no, I already have it open here. And we wanted to go and programmatically get the information for each cast member and all of the movies that they've worked on before and since the Crazy Rich Asians movie. And so this is the notes that we jotted down last week to see how we might be able to go about doing that. Um, ooh, wait, you can see the API key? Oops. Thank you, Georgian, for letting me know that. I tried to be really, I tried to hide it, but I guess it does it. Dang it. So it's remembered here. Well, I guess I'm not that precious about it. So it's not like one of those, I guess it's just an API key for this movie database. So I'm not that precious about it. So I guess I'm not going to go back and try and like, yeah, you guys won't do anything with it. So hopefully, right? Yes, please. And thank you, Gillian, for joining again. And thank you, Varun, for saying thank you, Varun, for saying that you love my dataviz stuff a lot. That is really flattering. And Astro Penguin let me know that the audio is good and the image is great as well. I'm so glad. I think it's because I upgraded my internet last week, so the upload speed is faster than it used to be. So hopefully there's like no lag whatsoever. And Dirtian says, yeah, I don't think it's that bad to have shown you my API keys. I like even like, set it up beforehand. I like went and signed up for their account. I went and generated an API key beforehand. I even like, put it in this kind of secret file so that when we start writing the scripts, you won't be able to see. I like took all these precautions, and then how silly of me that I forgot that I tested it here and that it will just show up there. So, oh well. But yeah, so I think this is the notes that we took together last week about potential places, potential ways that we can go about this particular data visualization project. And I like logged off super excited. I was like, oh, I can't wait until next week when, I mean, I guess I could have like, I don't know, how do you feel about like off schedule streams? But I was like, oh, I can't wait until like we stream again. And let's see. So what I'm gonna do today is I went and jotted down kind of like a this is what I was talking about last week, that I tend to, when I'm working, and especially when I'm working through the data part, I tend to like jotting down the ideas that I have, and I tend to like doing it on my iPad because for some reason I don't know why, but like it sticks in my head better than when I do it like on like while typing. And so right before the stream, I just went and jotted down all the ideas we had last week, or the ones that I was most excited about from last week, and then I went and jotted down all of the APIs that we're going to be using from the movie database today. And I like doing that because as I've gotten older, I can't remember as many things anymore. So especially as I'm like coding, and I'm like right in the middle of it, and I get distracted, and I like can't remember what I need to do next. So I've just found that like when I jot down exactly what I'm trying to get, it really helps me. Ruin asks if I come often because I just found out your Twitch account. I guess you're asking if I stream a lot. So I used to do these streams back in 2017, and for a bunch of different personal reasons, I stopped for 2.5 years, and I just picked it back up last Friday, and I'm trying to make it a weekly thing where I stream for an hour on Wednesdays and Fridays. I had to shift yesterday's to today just because of some other reasons, but I'm hoping to keep this Wednesday, Friday schedule going. I'm just really excited. I have like a bunch of different ideas for potential projects, and this is just one of them. So yeah, I guess I don't have anything else to report on before we get started with the API, so we can use the rest of the 12 minutes to work on this. But yeah, so I guess while I get started, I can just ask, how have you guys been? How was the past week? I don't know if what we did last week inspired any ideas or not, but I would love to hear how you've been. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is let's work through the APIs together first before we get started coding. So I had a chance to take a look, and the main goal we have that we kind of identified last week was that we wanted to kind of see how Asian American representation has gone in Hollywood, and so I talked about just constraining it to the movie Crazy Rich Asians. And so what we're going to do is go and get all of the cast. Last week I said just 6, but since we're going to do it programmatically, I'm just gonna go and get like all the data because I can. And then when I'm analyzing it, I might just concentrate on the top 6 cast members. But so we're going to get everybody's get all of the actors, and then we're going to see for each actor, I'm going to get their biography, and I'm also going to go and get the movies that they've been in. And for each of those actors' movies, I'm going to go and get the detail for that particular movie, and including the budget and the revenue, and also the order of billing for that particular actor or actress. And the reason why we're going to go and get all of this information is because we talked about potentially trying to define representation as maybe the number of Hollywood movies that they've been in and their success. So that would be kind of the revenue of the movie and the order that they were billed in that movie. So like, were they one of the top billed, or were they one of the smaller characters? And yeah, I think that was a lot of it. Oh, and I for now have decided to constrain it to just movies, although that's mostly because of the way that their API is structured. So they actually kind of separate out movies from TVs, but also because from a kind of data standpoint, movies has that like really easy revenue number, whereas I'm not quite sure if TVs and I feel like once we get into TVs and TV seasons, it will get a little bit hairier to deal with. And so for just this exercise, I was thinking of constraining it to movies, unless you feel like there's a really great reason why TV should be involved. But I'm just not thinking that. But yeah, so looking at, this is the API for TVs on the movie database. Actually, I should make this bigger for you so that you can see it. And for TVs, we have kind of genres and homepage, last episode to air, networks. So I think for TV, it'd be like seasons and number of episodes and potentially like viewership of them. Might be how we would talk about success of a TV show. But that's kind of so different from how we would talk about the success of a movie. So I think, at least for today, we'll constrain it to just a movie. But yeah, also I kind of noticed, so actually, let's go and look at each of the endpoints, the API endpoints that see. Yeah. So let's go first go look at the API endpoint for looking at the cast in a movie. So that would be right here, and get credits. Let's see. So yeah, so for each movie we can get cast, and then I think the most important is this order. Credit ID. So I guess I wonder what. So there's an example here, and I do wonder what the cast ID means, because it seems to be different from order, and it seems to be particular to that movie, whereas the credit ID I think is a unique ID for that particular character in that particular movie. So yeah, I'm not. Though there is also an ID. I'm starting to get kind of confused about what each of these are, and I feel like there should be more of a description somewhere, but maybe not. But the most important for me is this order for the movie credits, and let's see. And then once we get all of the credits, all of the actors and actresses from Crazy Rich Asians, I'm gonna go get for each actor, I'm gonna go into people, and let's see, get details. Oh, there we go. And so for people, there's a bit more of interesting information. So interesting. So birthday, known for department. I wish there was like a description of what they are. So death day, let's see, name, gender. Gender, they seem to be defined as 012, I think. Where I'm guessing 0 maybe means null or undefined, I'm guessing. And then 1 and 2, I'm guessing, are male and female. Let's see. And then popularity, I don't know how popularity is defined. So there's Brad Pitt. And yeah, how is popularity defined? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing somewhere. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know if it says anywhere else on the API. If anybody knows or has an answer, that'd be really great. So Green Veggie said, really enjoyed your dataviz society talk about data art. Thank you so much. So I got to, so about like an hour ago or 2 hours ago, we did like a panel discussion about data art over in dataviz society, which is a fun kind of organization for, well, I guess I shouldn't say fun, but it's a very nice resource for anyone that is in data visualization or looking to get into data visualization. And they have a series called Fireside Chats, which I actually, oh, there we go. So yeah, so they have a series called Fireside Chats, and we just did one, and they have some really great ones. Like I looked at the color theory one, and I also looked at the sketching one, was pretty fun, and accessible data visualization was really great. Typography was great. So I've been really enjoying the resources that they've been kind of putting out in the past year. And today we did one about data art, which I guess is not listed on here. But yeah, it was a really fun time, and thank you so much for joining that, Green Veggie. But yeah, recommend checking it out. They have a very active Slack channel if you're interested in getting into data visualization. So Gillian says, the credit IDs look weird. At first glance, they seem to be hashes, but they're mostly the same. So let's take a look at that again. I guess that's a really great Well, I guess that might be because for each so it seems like, the first initial amount looks exactly the same because they're characters of the same movie. So I think it would make sense if the first amount, I guess, is the first, subset is the same. And then if the last little bit is different, because then it's unique characters in that movie or unique credits in that movie. So I guess that would make sense if they look mostly identical to each other. Um, I guess it'd be more problematic if the beginning looks exactly the same across movies. Um, and hello to Scrabble. Scrabble. I hope I pronounced these correctly. Diego, thank you so much, Diego. Hi, Diego. Thank you so much for sending over. So Diego just sent over the definition for popularity, which is extremely helpful. Thank you for finding that. Oh, this is great. So it's a very important metric. Boosts search results. Okay. Incredibly useful sort value. Kind of fun to see items chart up and down. Yes. I feel like we feel the same way. Let's see. Curious as to how and why. Ah, so interesting. So movies popularity is number of votes for the day, views for the day, number of users who marked it as favorite, or number of users who added it to their watch list. Release date of the movie. Interesting that goes in. That makes sense because then you will account for the fact some of these more number of total votes and kind of some of these more aggregate numbers, like you want to kind of you wouldn't want older movies to count higher than newer movies because of those aggregates. So having a release date go in there makes sense. I like how people is just number of views for the day, previous day's score. Just it. That's it. So that's really helpful. Thank you for sending that along, Diego. Let's see. So I think I always feel a little bit weird about ranking people, but I guess we have the data, so we can just get it, and then if we don't use it, we can chuck it out. So yeah, I think, let's see, this is the cast, and then we were looking at for each person, and so we went through, so we have biography, this is a birth, okay, and yeah, I think we're gonna go and get the bio for each actor or actress, and then finally for each of their movies, I'm going to go here to the details. Wait, what happened? Definition. And just to get, because there's so many properties and not all of them are relevant for us, I kind of just jotted down the ones that might be interesting for us, but always open to suggestions about what might be interesting. Let's see. Tagline, title. Yeah, I don't think there was any questions I particularly had about this API. So I think we're gonna get into it. I feel like I just procrastinated on the coding part because I feel like I haven't coded like any like data collection scripts in a while. So I'm like weirdly nervous and I think I just procrastinated. But let's get started. Ooh, actually, a little bit of a tangent, but I think someone sent this video along last week. I can't remember, but I can't remember if it was Dirty, but someone sent this along, and I looked through it, and it was really amazing. to just in general, this is 100 years of Asian representation in film and TV. Just kind of seeing the diversities, where at the beginning it was like kind of really racist, and then as we get closer to modern day, like for the diversity to grow. It was really cool to see that, but also really awesome because they have this whole list of the people in these shows or movies. And so I was thinking maybe once I finish the Crazy Rich Asians one, because one of the things that we were talking about last week was how it was kind of hard to define, like how do you define Asian American? And so this is really great because now I already have a starting point if someone else has defined it, and I just need to kind of take a look and see if I agree with the way they defined it or not, and then kind of go through and gather their kind of like and go through their list and then potentially use that as maybe the next step to this project. But for today, we're going to start coding. So first thing I'm going to do is I always write my scripts in Node. So I'm just going to save this. And I actually, when I was planning out the scripts, I was thinking that I'll write it in three different files or three different modules. And so the first one I'm going to just call get CRA cast. And so this one should probably be the easiest one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get the file, get fs module from Node, and then I'm going to use that to, oh, and then I think I should get, is it request or HTTP? Or is it HTTPS? Let's see. Oh, Green Veggie asks, what's the movie ID for Crazy Rich Asians? So that I actually was looking up earlier, and it is 455207. Thank you for that, because that is something indeed that I need. So I'll put that here. Or I guess I don't need to make it a string. And do I need HTTPS or do I need request, or it's been a while? So let's see what they do. Let's see, is their request an HTTPS request, or yes, it is indeed an HTTPS request. So I can't even remember. So we're gonna try this one first because I honestly am forgetting how I used to do this. So I'm just gonna use https.get .get URL. Yes, I believe this is what I want. Yes, I believe so. Hopefully. Okay, so let's require HTTPS. And then I want to go and get my API key is equal to fs.read file, and I just do a synchronous read file, just because I don't like putting, like I don't like it being asynchronous and having to do like the rest of everything in a callback. Like I hate having to nest callback functions. So because this is purely for server side, and not purely for server side. So this is purely for data collection. Nobody's gonna see this part and the end result. So I'm just gonna do it in the easiest, dumbest way possible, for the sake of time. So when I do my kind of like offline data collection scripts, I just like to use read file sync. Oftentimes the code I write is not efficient, but that's okay because nobody's counting on this for performance. I'm the only one running these scripts to get my data. But actually, let me catch up on the chat a little bit. And Dirtiran says, FYI, you can also combine requests into one. So it will get a movie and credits, and then we can do append to response. Yes, great catch. So I actually purposefully structured it that way for the third one so that we can kind of combine those. But although my understanding is that you can only combine requests when it's the same root, what's that called? Like the same root category, I guess. That's my impression. So, so we can't combine a request for a person in a movie. That's my impression. And let's see. Lag29 says, I didn't watch last time's stream, but was there any consensus of defining Asian American for this project? Example, Parasite, I assume, is Korean cast and Nodo has universal acclaim box office success. Will the actresses be counted in this project? So, for this one, I think so the reason why I'm starting off with Crazy Rich Asians is because I'm going to just constrain it to the cast members in Crazy Rich Asians as a starting point, and then I'm going to figure out a definition later. Basically just like punting the decision making. But oh, hello, it's Hello Near This. Oh my gosh, it's been years. Thank you for joining my stream again. Hello Near This says, dumbest equals savvy. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yes, Lag29, we're talking about one movie. I just switched a little bit to say, like, in the future, if I wanted to expand on this project, then this particular clip might be a great resource to help me define Asian Americans. I wouldn't just use this. I would try and make sure to vet this, but for now, just one movie. Mumi Jamal, I'm so sorry for butchering your name. Can you express how much you hate pie charts using a pie chart? Not right now. So let's go and get my API. So actually, it's been this long since I've written in Node. So I'm just gonna go and make sure that I'm doing things correctly. But essentially, I should be just, I don't think I actually need to pass this option of encoding. This is now a default, right? If I have encoding of UTF-8. So read file sync. I don't think I should need to do encoding, although I can never remember. Is it encoding is, no, default is null. So I do think I want to do UTF-8. Okay, so interesting that the read file sync encoding is not default UTF-8. Anyways, let me do this. And then what I end up doing is I just console log like crazy. So I'm gonna start my terminal and let's go and let's go in here. You probably would want that a lot bigger. And I'm just going to run this. Node get CRA cast, and then make sure. Oh, I am so silly. I'm so silly. I went through all of this trouble to hide the API key, put it into a different text file so that I can hide it during the stream. Not only do I just expose so not only do I just expose the API key at the beginning of the stream through this interface, I went and console logged my own API key. I do this though. This is what I regularly do. I just make sure that I like load something correctly and I'll console log it. And but now you know my API key, and we've collectively earlier in the stream decided that it's perfectly fine if you know my API key, because what can you do with that information? So that was really silly. Let's see. Yes. Oh, some more people have joined. Thank you for joining. Majestic Mag says it's the Shirley Woo. Thank you. And Anna Code says hi, hello. Okay, yeah. So let me get back to this. So what I want to do now is I'm gonna go and just do the HTTPS request. I think theoretically that's all we really need to do. .get. And here I'm going to do, let's see, what is their URLs again? Okay, so I'm gonna use their perfect. So let's see. Sometimes I'll actually define this in, you know what, this is bothering me. So I'll define this as a separate URL and put in the movie ID and then, oh no, and then it's a question mark. I'm gonna, just so that you guys can see this, I'm gonna toggle soft wrap. And then I need to pass in the API key. And I believe, yeah, language is optional. So all I really need to put in is the API key and the movie ID. Perfect. So API key, I'm gonna put in here. That did not toggle soft wrap, did it? Let's see. Perfect. Okay, so now I should be able to go and just get this, and then we will just console log this response and see what happens. And hi, L Jukes, hello. Let's see. Okay, silly me. Okay, so we've gotten some sort of response. Great. I think this response looks like it was successful. So I'm gonna go and get all of the data from it. Pretty sure there's a much smarter way to do this where I just get the JSON back, and it's probably the request module. Is it request? Does request give me back the JSON so I don't have to go and like stream the data? Let's see. Okay, I think. Ooh, Dirtian says use got. Let's see. I've actually never heard of this one. Got. There's quite a lot of documentation. I'm just gonna keep going with what I have. So actually, let me just select data and then just have an empty string. And then I'm gonna just say, let's see, on getting the data, I'm just going to append that. And then on end, is it on end or on finish? Is this end or finish? I can't remember. Oh no, it's been so long. Let's see. Ooh. So brain slushy says if you know fetch, there is node fetch for use in node. Dirtarian says it is just await got.get url.json. Ooh, nice. Anna Codes asks, what project are you working on today? So I am working on getting the movie data and cast information for Crazy Rich Asians. And, oh no, wait, okay, so dot on, okay. Where's dot on? Oh, response dot on, so I need to get request. Is this where I can see dot on? Tab. HTTPS get request. All right, so when this happens, I just go to one of my older write-ups of my older works, and I just go and look at what I used to do. Ooh, look at that. Okay, on end. So it was on end. Okay, great. So now, I'm very grateful for my backlog of work. So I can just go in, find my old code, and use that. So I'm going to take a look and see if I got the right data. Actually, let me just console log just the data, and then because I think if I, and then I'm gonna say json.parse. So because data is just a string I've been piping the response data to, I want to also convert that into a JSON object so that I can work with it easier. Ooh, yes. Okay. So somewhere here, ooh, let me not console log that response anymore. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so this is what we wanted. We have all of this information we've gotten back. Silly me, what I actually wanted was to go and get the cast, which is fine because all I have to do is, let's see, that was silly of me because I went and got the movie details instead of just going and getting the cast information. So here, all I have to do is use instead movie ID. Okay, so the way that they format it is we have the movie slash the movie ID, and then slash, and then credits, and then get the API key. So yeah, so this should work. So this should give me back the credits. Yes, okay. Perfect. Perfect. I think, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. And let me see. Okay, so I'm going to rename this to credits so that I remember it better. And then I'm going to just take a look at, perfect. Now this is really nicely organized. Here this says streamers almost need a script to delete API keys and make new API keys. That is very true, but there's already something like that out there. Okay, so it's perfect because then what I can do is I'm just gonna get cast from that because for this particular project, I'm only going to look at the cast members. I'm not going to look at the staff, although that would be certainly interesting to get going forward. And what I'm going to do is, actually, I think that is all I need to do for this first file, because I only wanted the list of actors and actresses for the movie. I do wonder if I want to kind of be selective in the information that I'm remembering. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm only going to remember the name for each actor and actress. And let me make sure that that's how we search for people. So actually, no, actually we want to search for people ID. Huh. So how do you search for people ID? Because is this ID of a person, or is this, let me see. So let's see if this is the ID of a person, because I think I need to search, yeah, I need to search by person ID, not their name. So let me see, let me try this out. Person ID, oops, actually, let me just do it this way. So movie database, and what I can just do is go and look at Constant Wu and see that her ID is 20644. Yes, perfect. So that is the person's ID. And so actually for this script, I think all I'm going to do is grab the person ID from maybe the person ID and the name of the actor or actress. And I think that's the only thing I'm going to do in this particular script. Yes, I think that is the plan. Okay, so what I'm going to do is letters. Ooh, I also just always like to use Lodash, so I'm gonna go and install that. Can I do save if I don't have a package JSON established yet? I have no idea. Okay, let's try it. Ooh, nice. It just went and made a package JSON for me. Did not know that. Okay, so I have Lodash, and I just like to use that. I mean, for this particular one, I'm only using it for mapping, I think, but just out of habit. And then I think what I want to do is grab the ID and the name of the person. So I should just be able to do return ID and name. I think that's all I need to do. So let's see what that looks like when we console log it. So let's see. EL Jukes asks, noobish question, does credits plus equals D do anything to the data in D, like turn numbers from strings into integers? So credits plus equals D, it should just turn everything into strings. So if D is actually an integer, then it will convert that into strings. But the way that JavaScript deals with types is honestly so mind-boggling that if it does anything like weirdly special, I wouldn't be surprised. And Green Veggie asks, what does the .cast do on the line? Ooh, great question. So Green Veggie is asking why I'm doing this, and that is because in the way that they give us back, oh no, I've lost which tab. Okay, so where's movies? In yes, credits. Yes, credits. So yeah, so if you take a look at the example, the way that they actually give the information back is they actually give back a key of cast, and then it has the array of all of the actors and actresses, because they also have well, this is really long. Okay, so because they also have a key that is I believe staff, crew. So they also have crew. So the way the object is, the JSON is structured is it's ID, cast, and crew. So this here, I'm just going and getting the array of cast members here. So let's see, is there, Gilliam is asking if the encoding spell UTF-8 in this package. Yeah, Node.js does UTF-8 with no dash. Let's see. Oh, thank you so much for answering in the chat. I'm so grateful. I was going to be like, I guess I don't need to answer these questions, but it probably is better for the replay if I answer the questions. Let's see. Oh, Oh, Durtarian says both UTF-8 and UTF-8 is valid. Good to know. And oh, thank you. RT Shad said it made a package log JSON, not a package.json. So I actually never looked into, and I don't fully understand what the difference is between them. Oh, I see. So it didn't log your packages in a shareable way. Okay, that is a really great thing to know. Thank you for that note. I'll, after the stream, go back and make sure to have a package JSON. Ooh, Scrabble says, by the way, I love your stream setup, maximum code view. Thank you so much. Yes, I had a lot of fun setting up this stream background. And so it took me 2.5 nights. So very happy that you like it. So actually, let's see. Let us go and, oops, no. See, perfect. So this is actually exactly what we wanted. Nice. So I'm gonna just take that, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna start a data folder. Can I create a folder in here? Yes, new folder. I'm gonna call it data. And actually, I'm considering putting this current file in. Well, it's okay. Let's see. I'm gonna write what I just got into a new file. And I'm gonna do that in data. I'm gonna call it CRA cast.json. And I'm going to JSON.stringify. So I'm going to turn that JSON object back into a string. And then I think, do I need to pass in the option for, let's see, for encoding when I'm writing to? I think so. Let me make sure. Encoding, no, default is UTF-8. Perfect. Okay, so I think I don't need to pass in any option. And I think if I now run this, then we will get a new file. I think so, under data. Did that happen? Perfect. Awesome! Okay, that was probably, yeah. Awesome. Okay, that went relatively okay, for which I'm very grateful for. Thank you for all your support as we went through this. The idea, Juke says the idea of passing a function as a parameter to another function still throws me a bit. I guess you mean passing a function as a parameter to another function. Oh, I see. I guess what you mean this. Yes, yes. Yes, thank you. Apina says, hi everyone, hello. Yes, first try indeed. Yes. I have a lot of practice with this. Okay, I am so glad that worked. That is definitely very, very helpful. I'm glad that worked. So we only did that first part. So let's go and do the second part. Wonder if we can get it done in, will we be able to get it done in the next 10 minutes? Okay, let's see. All right, so now that we have a list of the cast, let's go and get each actor's information. So I am gonna call this get actor info.js, save. And actually, because it's bothering me, I'm going to just put them into the data directory also. And forget actor info. All right, I'm going to just copy this over because essentially all we care about is editing this inside part and everything else is just set up, which is great. I'm gonna toggle soft wrap for this so that everybody can see everything. And what I'm gonna do is, okay. So we actually no longer need the Crazy Rich Asians ID. And for this one, I want to iterate through every actor, actress in CRA cast.json, and I want to, and then for each of them, get their bio and movie credits. Okay, so I'm gonna go and get the info from what we just, let's see, actors. I'm gonna call it just actors. I'm gonna go and read the information from the file that we just created. And then we can do the encoding again. And then I use a let so that I can then take what we loaded in from that file as a string, and we can parse it into a JSON so we can work with it. And now what we're gonna do is, let's see. So, Ooh, yes, Dortian says, remember to change the paths now that you move to the file. So actually, I do this thing where I still like to, I still run the scripts from kind of the root project directory, and then I just end up, I tend to just like writing all the scripts assuming that it's from the root project directory anyways, just so that I don't get confused by those kind of like path changes. I always get like really confused about relative path, like because then I have to keep in mind where the file that I'm writing is in. So I've just over the years learned that I function better if I just do absolute path. So thank you for the heads up. That is a great catch. Juke says, yeah, I can see the benefits of being able to get something to not just complete a job, but also do it in a way you want. This is just going to take some time to become normal in my head. I love the chat that's happening. Thank you for just like having all of these discussions in the chat. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm actually going to write a function that says get actor info, and then I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pass in just the actor's information, and then get and do the request again for just that actor or actress. So I'm going to, for testing purposes, start with just the very first actor, which should be constant, woo. And I'm gonna just console log to make sure that that's who I got. And actually for that actor, I would want to get just their ID. Actually, I don't need to do that. So let me go and do the URL for them, which is, what I want to do is people, and not only do I want to do the person's detail, but I also want to do their movie credits. Yes, perfect. I wonder what external IDs is. External IDs for a person. Oh, interesting. That's cool. Not something we need. Translations. Okay. Get popular. Okay. Anyways, got sidetracked. APIs are kind of fun sometimes. Got sidetracked. Okay, so I want to do an append to. So this is what I think Dirtiran was saying earlier, where I can append the movie credits. So I think we do it this way. Yes. Yes, append to response. So append to response. Is this the right syntax? And append to response is equal to movie credits. Let's see. Is that the way I would do it? Ooh. Okay. Hopefully that's how it works. Ooh, Tertian says yes. Thank you. Awesome. So then I want to, for the person, pass in their ID. Oh, Gilliam says yes also. And I'm going to pass in my API key. And then, oh no, I also deleted all of my like data part too. Silly me. Let data is equal to just a string. And then, let's see. So I'm gonna, actually I don't even need to, I'm gonna shorthand this. And then on end, let's console log and see what happens. I hope this works. I hope this works. Very much hope this works. Node data slash get after info JS and a valid key. Ah, I think finally, Tertian, I understand where you're. Wait, no. Invalid API key. Is equal to C. Huh. Oh, and Ojik says watching the process in action is really helpful. Thank you. Wait, what? I'm confused now. Okay, so Gilliam says, I cut something with the intent to paste it later, but I copy something else in the meantime. And the green veggie says, copy and pasting it again fixes the problem. Wait, copy and pasting. Oh, I see. Copy and pasting this part. Yes. Okay. Invalid API key. Okay. What have I done? The API key issue. What's the issue with the API key? Yeah, so that's what I thought just now, Tertian, that you were right about the relative pathing, but I am loading this from the, I am running this from the root, and then this is the root, but I will do that just in case, but also, yeah, Yeah, so if I do that, then there is no such file. So that's not it. I'm gonna just expose my API key again. See if I'm doing this correctly. Yes, so indeed it did paste, although maybe it's that I need to trim it because there was a weird new line that was happening. So let me just trim my API key and I'm gonna expose my API key again. Ooh, yes! Okay, so it was, that's interesting that it was just making a new line, but like I haven't touched my API file, text file, and it worked earlier, but now it's, actually, I don't think I need to do, I think I can just, there's a native JavaScript function where I can just do .trim, and I should just be able to do that in one line. Right, so, Scrabble says got to go. Oh yes, because it's 3. Thank you for tuning in so far. Let me just wrap this up and at least get us to some amount of success. And Dertirian says, oh yeah, because before it was the last thing in the URL string, it was trimmed automatically. Why did I do .trim API key? Silly. Yes, Guillaume, you were totally right. It does not have any, I don't know why that got pasted there. Okay, success. We have information. And so let's go and parse that. Let's see the way in which it was structured. Perfect. So we have some general information for constants, and for cast information, we have these objects. And I think, should I push through or should I continue tomorrow? I actually think I'm going to leave it here for now, because I think it will be a fun place to pick up tomorrow. And what I'm going to do is what I'm going to do is then adapt this code so that it will just iteratively call each actor, and then I'm going to, for each actor, remember their bio information and then remember their ID for the movie, or ID of the movie as well as their credit ID. And that's where we'll pick up tomorrow. And then for tomorrow, what we'll try and finish is the rest of these steps. So I'll be here exactly the same time tomorrow. And I hope that was extremely satisfying. That was certainly very satisfying for me. And then I'll be really excited to finish all of the scripts tomorrow together. Okay, so I'm going to catch up on the chat really quickly. So Zia, thank you for that. So Zia asks, share the background music playlist. It's so good. Yes, indeed. So the background music is by Lullatone, and the particular album I'm playing today, I believe, is yes, Thinking About Thursdays. They are a lovely husband and wife team in Japan, and they kind of just make these beautiful, calm music, and I originally learned about them from my friend Alice, who streams with Lulatone's music in the background too, and I liked it so much that I wanted to stream with them in the background also. So every stream I'll have Lullatone in the background, but I might choose different albums, and they're really cool. They're really nice. They were really nice when I reached out to them about streaming their music. So hopefully you'll end up liking their music too. And let's see. Oh, thank you so much. And Anna Codes asks, how often do you usually stream? So I'm trying to make it a regular thing of Wednesday and Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific. And Sodi, thank you so much, Sodi, for joining. He said, great session, Shirley. Learned a lot about using APIs. Dertirian says, finished 2 out of 3 steps. I call that a full success. Thank you. And thank you for all of the help and support along the way. And Gilliam, Anna Codes, Jukes, Green Veggies, thank you. Hadoken 11, hello near this, thank you so much everyone for joining. I had a really fun time. I hope you did too, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.